Well, Wendy Williams is my favorite, like, of all times, but she's not E. You know, she did her own thing.
Yeah. She would never be welcome anywhere. She had to go to her own space.
Oh, she did. I mean, what do you? So, actually, first conspiracy: the black crow. Have you seen that? Like how she ate the crow because she.
I was just watching these videos.
Yeah, because she said that like if Kim and Kanye last a certain amount of time in their marriage, she'll eat the crow, and then she had to eat the crow. And a lot of people think that the reason why she's like so like up today is because she ate that crow. You can't eat crow. Like it's not something.
No,
that's like a wicked thing. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
So that's why Wendy is now not Wendy anymore because she ate the crow because of Kanye and Kim. So now
this is Kanye and Kim's fault for staying together more than 72 days.
I don't know why she even teased the crow. Like eat an alligator before crow.
Yeah, why didn't she just say like I'll eat meatloaf or something gross or Brussels sprouts? She was like I'm gonna eat a crow.
When you say Brussels sprouts and meatloaf, I'm like crocodile. I mean, have you seen people eat crocodile? My friend Troyce on TV or not TV. YouTube. Well, YouTube is the new TV, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
But Troyce eats like full alligators.
Is Troyce okay?
Yeah, he's great.
Is he getting his stomach pumped right now?
Yeah, tons of protein, I guess. I don't know if there's any fiber in that, so maybe.
I hope so, to move through his system. Did you ever see that people eat live octopus and the octopus is like suction cupping their face and they're like, ugh. Oh, you know, they're getting up.
I'm a like seafood girl, so but I don't touch, any octopus, especially calamari. Calamari is the onion rings of the sea. Like if I'm gonna go eat some seafood, I'm gonna eat some real seafood.
I want to expose Sloan right now. Sloan is nasty, you guys. His taste buds are weird because he loves oysters.
That's why I'm telling him you're just too young. It's like what you had your first sip of beer and you're like ew, and then like what 10 years from now you're gonna be a big bear.
Oh yeah, with a big beer belly, walking around knocking things over with it. No, I've never seen someone take oysters like shots. Like you're like. Well, to chugging me, them down like, the table.
I feel like I don't like smoke cigarette. I mean, I hit these things, but when I hit an oyster, it feels like I'm hitting a cigarette. I'm just like, oh, like that oyster just gave me life. That's how that's how I'm competing with people like you, youngins, because you'll acquire the taste though.
Okay,
and like wine.
It's conspiracy theory. Yeah, I know. I love wine. I love wine since the first time I drank it.
White wine, red wine, or what?
Boxed wine from Target.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. See, you're my type.
I used to have wine nights with my one friend in college. She was so fun. Then she got schizophrenia.
Oh, yeah?
She's never been the same.
Well, I've heard it develops in your 20s, so I know. I believe it.
I know. It's been so many people in my life who have gotten schizophrenia. I have this one friend. She had, like, I'm not, like, trying to, like,
hate on the
like lighten this or make it seem like something, like, funny or it's just really, I want to talk about it because it's so common. Like, multiple of my friends have schizophrenia and one of them, she moved 3 hours away, but last month she was having a really bad episode. She drove 3 hours down the highway in a schizophrenic episode. She didn't know where she was. The police tried to stop her and she thought the police were Ted Bundy. And she broke into my friend's house and just sat in her bed until she got home. And then my friend got home. She was sitting in her bed and she hasn't talked to her for like 5 years.
Weird. Okay, that's a little, I mean, I studied statistics. I don't know why, but I think a lot of stats majors have schizophrenia because like there's multiple medicated people on my team, my research team, but they're medicated. So I think everyone's got a little schizophrenia. It's just whether it's good or not. Like mine's like, oh yeah, don't eat that extra peanut butter and jelly tonight. I'm like, okay, I'll listen to you.
And mine like haunts me all day. It'll just be like, you're not good enough. Like in the morning. I'm
Post
like, oh my
TikTok,
God.
make your Snapchat show. I mean, Patty's all over the internet, so you can find him anywhere. And you actually just launched a new podcast recently, right?
Yeah, so it's just like a fun little project we're doing right now. It's called The Main Pot Boys on YouTube. But I really want to plug, like if we're taking a moment here to plug.
That's what we're doing. We're giving you
I want to take a moment to plug, and I'm not going to plug my OnlyFans. I want to plug my podcast, Pop Culture University. I mean, I already have so many amazing students there who listen and are PhD students. They're summa cum laude. They're the best, and they listen every single week, and they love the tea and they love the life lessons. So Pop Culture University is all about talking about the current state of pop culture and what we can learn for our own lives based on what celebrities are going through.
Yeah.
So an example this week is like, Kim is so sad that Kanye isn't the person who he used to be, and like, how do you handle when someone like changes up so much in your life? Mm-hmm. So we'll like learn life lessons about what to do when someone you used to love became someone you don't really know anymore.
It's giving HRH. You know how HRH does classes in session, but you guys are teaching very different subjects.
But her class is like for like crazy like communists.
Yeah.
Mine is for like happy people.
Yeah, she did no clown world in Alex's classes. So this past week though, you got in a little bit of like trouble, a little backlash because you're a big Swiftie and you said that like Taylor Swift is as famous as Michael Jackson. Or what was the statement that you made that so many people replied to on TikTok?
I feel like this is my Ellen moment, and I'm happy I can talk about this now. I need to sit down and look at the camera and confront all the haters about this post because yes, I did say Taylor Swift is Michael Jackson level famous. And regardless of the death threats, the comments saying that my mother should have swallowed me, and the outcry from people on their Twitter, I stand by that statement. Taylor Swift is Michael Jackson level famous, and I always have the popular opinion before it's popular. So I can't wait till everyone realizes that.
Well, see, I'm just not into the stan culture, whether it's MJ, Michael, Britney, whatever it is. So, like, for me, I'm just like, yeah, it makes sense to me. I mean, she's done more numbers. Maybe there's more population here to listen to her than there were in Michael Jackson's time.
Yeah, there's strictly more billions of people. Like, what? The Earth makes up 2 billion more people every year. So everyone having babies.
I mean, even me, like, I didn't even, like, really, I don't know. I mean, I know some of Michael Jackson's music, but it's hard for me to grasp because, like, you know, I date older men. So, like, they're all like yeah, he was super
Old
famous
men.
back then. Yeah, they're famous in his time, but for me, I'm like, I barely know him. I just started watching South Park in the past week.
Okay.
And I never watched South Park.
You're like this new show, South Park.
Yeah, and I'm like, they keep bringing up Michael Jackson, like
that's so
an
funny.
invisible Michael Jackson.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
I'm sure
funny,
they have
it's
great
scary.
jokes about him. And like, at the end of the day, Michael Jackson has touched everyone, even the kids.
Do you believe that? Because so where I grew up, I guess I grew up in a town where one of the kids grew up, and like everyone talks shit about him, saying like no one believes him. And then I never covered the Michael Jackson like predatory stuff, which obviously is a predator. I mean, look at him. But like I never actually dived deep into
that.
it.
That was so brave to say with your chest. Oh my God.
I mean, look at him. I mean, I talked about the Michael Caine. Do you know Michael Caine? His old manager like killed him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've talked like
sure.
drugging him and working him, like whatever.
He for sure did. And Michael Jackson wrote in his diary, someone's going to try to kill me.
Well, he spent everything. Look at Neverland. I mean, he spent it all. So it's like he was worth more dead than alive.
For sure. Especially with those masters of his. Someone want to get their hands on them.
Well, I was just in Vegas recently and I saw posters for MJ Live. I guess that's how they get away with saying Michael Jackson Live. But I don't.
Yeah.
My
Are
Uber
we going to
driver
go
was like,
stare at his gravestone for an hour? Is that MJ Live?
well, he said it was like $15 for the show. And I was like, I didn't know the shows were that cheap, but it must be like some hologram or something.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we can watch the This Is It tour on YouTube, but just in a theater in Vegas.
So when people respond to you, obviously you don't take it that seriously, like your statements online. But
never
some
take it
people
seriously.
take it so serious, right? They get like actually emotionally hurt. Like, oh my God, you think Taylor Swift is more famous than Michael Jackson? Like, how do you like? I mean, obviously it doesn't bother you, right?
No, I love the hate. Like, I accept it all. And that's why I like shedding light on stan culture. I know Sloan really isn't into like the whole stan culture. I really am. And that's where me and Sloan differ because Sloan is like so old and like I'm like so young. So I'm
Like,
just
who are
kidding.
you talking about? Like Ava Max, the one with the hair?
You're like, so was Taylor Swift's first album Reputation? No, but like I really do love the stan wars, and I just like to like provoke people to have fun conversations. At the end of the day, we love Michael Jackson, we love Taylor, and the whole point of this was to shed light on how much we love both of them.
Yeah.
I love Michael. I know all his songs from when he went solo at 13 from like
Jackson?
the Jackson 5. Like I cried to his
How?
songs when he was like 13. I love Ben. I love every single thing he's done since. Like I'm a huge Michael Jackson stan, and that's why I could confidently say like Taylor Swift is just as famous as him, because the impact, like people are spending $40,000 on her tickets. They're passing out in front of her. World leaders from different countries like Thailand and the Philippines and Canada and
Bringing them together.
South Korea. Yeah,
North Korea's even invited to the
yeah,
show.
right. They're like, we'll open up our borders finally. We like won't set off the nuke this week, but they're all begging for her to come and her attention. So I don't understand why people would be like, she's not at all. And it's really just people craving the nostalgia of like their childhood fave, always gonna be the best, because they want to like root for their generation and stuff. But Taylor Swift is this generation's Michael Jackson. I think Beyonce could be in the conversation as well before you jump on me in the comments.
Yeah, because I know everyone's all comparing their tours to each other, which I went and just saw Adele recently and I saw Beyonce, and I have to say, I thought I wasn't going to know either of their songs because I don't really listen to either of them. I knew every single Adele song. I knew maybe one or two Beyonce songs.
Seriously?
Because I'm not really into the big, like,
Sloan.
I don't like ballroom culture. I know I'm like the worst gay. I don't like the, it's drag. Because I guess where I grew up, it's like that's where everyone thought every gay person was like, yeah, slay, slay.
Of course.
And it seems like that's all Beyonce's doing nowadays. It's like slay, Vogue, drag. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm just
and-
like, I appreciate it, like work queen, but I'm also like, I'm not gonna be like listening to that in my headphones while I'm walking. Like,
Of course.
I'm a Lana Del Rey boy.
Yeah, and that sucks, like a juxtaposition. And if you grew up in that culture, of course, if Beyonce, I was kind of like newly introduced to it with Beyonce, and kind of just as I came into the whole gay culture in my 20s because of COVID and finally going to the bars when I'm 21, that's when the album dropped too. So for me, it's like new and exciting.
Yeah.
But for you, it's like not. And I love that you're a Lana Del Rey stan. Lana Del Rey stans are like pesky pest, in my opinion.
What is going on with her though? Like working at the Waffle House, singing in the Nashville, like. Why can't I just stumble across
And she's
her?
going on a tour that is only like Southern conservative
I was
states.
so mad. I was like, where's the LA location?
I'm like, where's just like the location above Tennessee on the borderline, girl?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel safe like marching into that territory to go see you. So
She knows her people.
I guess so.
She
But
really does.
She just doesn't want to hear like, mother, I love you, mother, you're mothering.
Slay Queen. No, she doesn't want. I'm like, I'm kind of here for that. I'm not gonna be saying that either. I didn't even know like Michael Jackson music until The Weeknd kept covering them, and I was like, his DD, Dirty Diana. I thought that was his song. Dirty Diana.
I feel like The Weeknd tries to cover everyone. He like tries to be everyone else. And after I watched him in The Idol, I never want to see him again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after this amount of music he's made, I don't think we need him.